evening to Dr. Hafiz. Today we would like to present about Cockcroft multiplier. Before that, let me introduce my group members. Aida Natasha, Nurul Wafa Syuhada, Nazira, Nurul Anis, and me myself, Nan Hasjuna. So let me proceed to introductions. High voltage DC power supply is widely used in research, work and for testing equipment that related to HVDC. Next, for stepping up the voltage in DC system, multiplier method are preferred. Multipliers are primarily used to develop high voltage where the input voltage is low. Cockcroft voltage multiplier is converts AC or passing DC electrical power from a low voltage level to a higher DC voltage level. It is made up of a voltage multiplier ladder network of capacitor and diodes to generate high voltage. That means from the input voltage is lower and the output voltage will be a DC voltage level. It is made up of a voltage multiplier ladder network of capacitor and diodes to generate high voltage. That means from the input voltage is lower and the output voltage will be a DC DC voltage. So this method is eliminate the requirement for the heavy core and the bulk of insulation. So voltage multiplier is modified capacitor filter circuit that delivers DC voltage twice or more times of the peak value. So let's proceed to the operation of Cockcroft voltage multiplier.
Okay, next for the operation is when the positive half cycle of the AC input voltage diode D1 being forward bias conduct, and then diode D2 does not conduct because it is reverse bias, and charge capacitor C1 up to peak value of the secondary voltage be as matched with the polarity. And then when you use two stage, it means that you have double output. That's all for me. Then we proceed to the hardware and simulation.
Now we will do for the experiment. Okay, this is the connection of the Cockcroft voltage doubler. So we have two capacitor of 10 microfarad and two diode 4148. Okay, this is the connection for the doubler. And then we get the supply from the function generator. Okay, so we set the amplitude will be 4 voltage peak to peak, so the maximum is 2 volt. And then for the output, we connect to the oscilloscope. We see here. So the green one is for the input and the yellow one is for the output. If you can see, the green one, the maximum input is almost 2 volt, 2 voltage, and we see the output we get is 3.11 volt. So basically the output will be less than the peak to peak for the supply because due to the losses or ripple. Okay. Okay, next we go for the Cockcroft voltage multiplier. So basically for the Cockcroft voltage multiplier up to 2 stage, we do for the 2 stage. So we will have 4 capacitor and 4 diode. Okay, now we do for the testing the difference value of the voltage. So this is for 6 peak to peak. So the maximum voltage is 3. We see 3 volt. Okay. So for the doubler, the output will be 6. If you can see here, 5, right? So the output will be less because of the ripple and losses. So we try for the maximum amplitude is 2. So we got 4 peak to peak. Okay, so the amplitude is 2. So for the result, the output result we get is 4 volt. So for the oscilloscope, it gets 3 because of the losses and ripple. Okay, that's all.
So now let us proceed to the simulation of Cockcroft Walton doubler and Cockcroft Walton multiplier. So this is the circuit of Cockcroft Walton doubler, which we use 10 microfarad of C1 and C2 and N4148 of both diode, with a sine input of 2 volt and 10 Hz frequency. We obtain a DC output with 3.25 volt. Next is circuit of Cockcroft Walton multiplier. Again, we use 10 microfarad of C1, C2, C3 and C4 and N4148 of D1, D2, D3 and D4 with a sine input of 2.5 volt and 10 Hz frequency. We obtain a DC output at 8 volt.
The experiment, the conclusion is it shows that Cockcroft multiplier circuit and Cockcroft doubler circuit convert AC input to DC output. Then the output for both circuit is more than the input voltage. For doubler circuit, we can see that the voltage of the output is 2 Vmax, and for multiplier circuit, the voltage of the output is 2 and Vmax. Due to the disturbance, noise and ripples, the result of the simulation and the hardware is relatively different. And from the experiment, we more understand about Cockcroft circuit, multiplier circuit and Cockcroft doubler circuit.